One thing you've been working on, a lot of buzz around Clay Holmes right now, is this new offering of yours, the kick change.
It's a new pitch that, there's always a new name, it seems like. It was the sweeper coming on the last, few years, and now it seems to be the kick change. I mean, it's a very effective pitch, and it's been a pitch that only certain people can really have a good feel of it, people that can really pronate the ball. And so I think for people that have a natural inclination to be supinated or kind of put cut on the ball and not spin the ball super efficient, it's just a way for them to grip the ball and basically, kick the axis to where you get change-up-like movement. So someone like myself that, I rely on some gyro spin or some cut on the ball to get my sink. That's why I'm not a very good four-seam guy. It's kind of a way for me just to really throw things naturally, kind of kick the axis by spiking the ball and creating some depth on a changeup. It's been effective. It's been a lot of tinkering, but there's been good results so far.
Hey, welcome to Meet at the Apple. I'm Vito Calisi. That's Jonathan Barron. I'm here with Clay Holmes. Last time we saw you was an amazing day on the stage with the new Mets arms, and I've been dying to ask you, what was going through your head where you're just thinking we're having a nice little panel, we're having a good time, and out of nowhere, AJ Minter decides to talk about your former team.
Besmirching your former team.
Yeah, it was definitely out of nowhere.
But me and John went back and looked at the footage, and we're like, nobody brought that up.
Yeah, he was sitting on it. I don't know, but maybe it's just something he needed to get out, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, we all feel the same way. But like we said on Amazing Day, we're really happy you're on this side of the town now. And you've definitely turned heads here at spring training. I know you've been here for a long time. And one thing you've been working on, a lot of buzz around Clay Holmes right now, is this new offering of yours, the kick change. Can you explain what the kick change is?
Yeah, it's definitely it's a new pitch that, there's always a new name, it seems like. It was the sweeper coming on the last, few years, and now it seems to be the kick change. But change-ups, it's a very effective pitch, and it's been a pitch that only certain people can really have a good feel of it, people that can really pronate the ball. And so I think for people that have a natural inclination to be supinated or kind of put cut on the ball and not spin the ball super efficient, it's just a way for them to grip the ball and basically, kick the axis to where you get change-up-like movement. So someone like myself that, I rely on some gyro spin or some cut on the ball to get my sink. That's why I'm not a very good four-seam guy. It's kind of a way for me just to really throw things naturally, but yet kind of kick the axis by spiking the ball and creating some depth on a changeup. So it's been effective. It's been a lot of tinkering, but there's been good results so far.
And you're obviously working to be a part of the Mets starting rotation this season. I'm guessing that introducing that new pitch to your repertoire is to help you deepen your repertoire and really keep hitters off balance more. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's probably a process that started, I would say, halfway through the season last year. It kind of hit the point in the season where we just getting bored and like figuring, trying new things. I don't know, but it was some fun one day. A few of us, there was quite a few good changeups last year in the bullpen with the Yankees, and just messed around with Weaver and Tommy. We would, before the game, telling the track man, "Hey, try this grip," and I was like, "Man, I can throw a changeup," and over the course of the year, I kept throwing it and just, kept tinkering around with it. And I kind of was like, I believe I could kind of add a changeup. And then, I was presented with the opportunity of potentially coming back to be a starter. That was kind of my back pocket where I was pretty confident in my ability to throw, a changeup to deepen the arsenal because I'll be facing probably more lefties this year. So, I think it kind of just gave me some confidence to kind of go ahead with this and, like you said, have a little deeper arsenal to get those lefties out, a few times.
So another thing we talked to you about at Amazing Day was we brought up that you didn't have to adhere to any more rules over here. And you worked up the crowd, and you said, "Should I do it, folks?" Everybody cheered. And now I'm looking at you, and you're full beard right now.
I don't think I've shaved since that day,
Was the crowd possibly, or maybe were we a possible influence there?
Definitely. I need to be pushed over the edge, I think... my wife, she's a fan. She wants to grow it back out and, asking the fans, big response there. So I don't know how long I'll let it get. Probably not as long as the Pittsburgh days.
Like a Reed Garrett type beard.
Yeah, he has a great beard. He's a great beard. I don't know. I'm not going to say no, but it's not the cards right now. We'll see.
You don't need to, and I mean that in a positive way. Like you're a handsome guy. I don't think that you need a beard to cover up the face.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'll probably keep it short, but we'll keep some type of beard.
All right. Well, new team, and when you come to a new team as a pitcher, that means you have a new battery mate to work with. And I was lucky enough to watch one of your first bullpens when pitchers and catchers reported with Francisco Álvarez. And from my vantage point, my novice opinion, looked like you guys had a really good rapport working. Alvy was very, very vocal. Looked like you guys were clicking. You told him what he was going to throw, or you were throwing, and he was framing it up. What's it been like throwing to Francisco Álvarez in the early days of camp?
It's been great. I mean, you see a guy like him with his energy and his enthusiasm, and he meets you, kind of where you're at with that, and he's like, hey man, like, let's get to work. How can I help you, type thing, and you can just see how much he cares, really. And like you said, the first day he was out there catching, my first bullpen, and just asking about setups and where I like things, and just trying to get to know me. And I think that's super important, especially for all pitchers. But as a starting pitcher, you really have to be on the same page and just understand each other. He needs to understand kind of my misses and where he needs to go, and just how to navigate those certain things. Because on certain days when some things may not be there, he kind of knows how to zag. And so starting that on the first day I think was important. And he's he's special. He has the energy. He has the care. And I've heard it, but just to see it firsthand here has been awesome. And I can't wait to keep working with him.
Some other guys that I heard that you've gotten tight with so far is Griffin Canning and Frankie Montas, who you have already been teammates with. But has that been your core guys you've been hanging out with so far, or are there other friends you've made along the way?
Yeah, there's definitely a few guys, yeah, but definitely Griffin. We've thrown a little bit. You
went fishing yesterday?
We went fishing
or
together.
Or can you
with
call
those
it fishing?
Three.
I heard they caught a couple fish.
Wait, you did? Everybody told us you caught nothing.
I was trying to, dude. Come on.
No, I got to
Come
experience.
on.
I got to experience fishing, not catching. So yes, I went fishing. With me and Frankie and Griffin, we went fishing yesterday, and there's a couple guys here. Brandon Waddell, minor league invite that we go back with our minor league days. Meeting Sean Manaea. A lot of the guys here,
Is he like the greeter here? Because everybody meets Sean Manaea and immediately falls in love with him.
Yeah, I just feel like, he makes people feel comfortable. He doesn't say a ton, but he's just like, good with whatever, So I think he just makes you feel comfortable, and he has that way about him. A lot of great young guys here. I've spoken with like Blake Tidwell a little bit. He's another Tennessee guy, so we're pretty close in the off season, and quite a few guys. It's a great group here. A lot of talent, which it's been, just for me. It's been great to see. There's definitely no shortage of talent, and the guys care, and a lot of work going on, so it's exciting.
And speaking of talent and guys that there's another new Met who will be joining us pretty shortly here in Port St. Lucie, named Juan Soto. What can you tell us, having spent the 2024 season and going to the World Series with Juan, about Juan, both the person and the competitor? Because you saw him inside the clubhouse, a much different perspective than a lot of other people get to see.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody's heard it, a time or two, but man, Juan's amazing. He really is. He's, on the field, he has a way of making his presence, felt, basically. He's on the baseball field, and he does that in different ways. He has the Soto shuffle. Obviously, he does it just with swinging the bat, but he's there, and I think that's a great quality about him. But in the locker room, he's a guy where he's not just all look at me. It's like, hey. He'll come and just hang out. He would come hang out just with the relievers and crack some jokes, and he's very just observant. He gets to know his teammates, and I think it's cool to see that balance of a guy of his talent that's able to make his presence known on the field, but he's able to just to be himself and include everybody in the locker room, and I think that's, it's special, and it just seems like. he gives everybody a little more confidence. It's like, man, let's get Juan up one more time. Let's get it back to Juan. And it seems like time and time again, he rose to the occasion. The bigger the moment was, the more you can count on him, it seemed like. So, man, he's special, and to be his teammate again over here with the Mets is going to be a lot of fun. And man, I'm excited just to get going. I mean, this lineup's going to be great.
I'm ready to run through a wall. I'm ready.
What was that first conversation like with Juan after you guys both signed?
Yeah, we haven't really text much here recently, but I'm sure there'll be a good conversation going. Just to kind of reminisce, about the whole process and switching sides. There's definitely something we can connect on for sure now. Is playing with the Yankees together and being over here. So
when you're with the Yankees, and which is a buttoned-up organization, you're not allowed to have beards, you're not allowed to have a lot of fun, and you're looking over at the Mets. And I know we talked about this a little bit at Amazing Day, but is that piece of like, did the grass look a little greener at how much a player is allowed to be themselves in an organization like this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it manifests itself in different ways.
I'm sorry if it feels like I'm trying to get you to bash the Yankees with every single question I ask you.
He got lucky with AJ Minter. Now
I'm just trying.
There's different ways of doing things, and obviously the way the Mets, the start they had last year, and how they turned things around, I mean, there was like a time where it's like, man, they started winning and they started having a lot of fun, and a lot of good teams, you see that. That's not to say that teams that may not always see it on the field, that they're not having fun together. But to be able to express that was definitely noticeable here. And I think that's definitely attractive.
All right, I got the important question for you. We're like 10 minutes in, and I probably shouldn't have waited this long. But your entry song was Chris Stapleton, White Horses. White Horse? White Horses?
White Horse.
One horse. Singular horse.
One horse.
And all right, so two-part question here. Number one, have you thought about, will you keep that? Will you be changing it? You're now going to be a starter, not coming out of the bullpen. What's your thought there?
I don't know. I like the song.
Great
song. It's a great song. I mean, honestly, it's probably a better starter walkout, so there's definitely intrigue there. But I am open. I'm kind of, seeing what else is out there, listening. So I don't know. I hadn't really made my mind up. But, maybe that's what we have spring training for, too. I got we got 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So,
we could put it to a poll here. I mean, at the Apple, your teammates, there's a lot of avenues we can go to try to figure this out.
Yeah, we can see what we got. Let's put a poll out there.
All right, so fans, chime in on Clay's warm-up song when he takes the mound at Citi Field. Now, the second question. When you came out of the bullpen at Yankee Stadium, for all those who were there, I don't know if you went to Yankee Stadium at all last year in 2023, but they had some sort of a psychedelic type thing going on when you came out of the pen, like a little kaleidoscope action. And I was curious. I was like, oh, is Clay into kaleidoscopes or what? I didn't know. So was there anything behind that you drove for the imagery on your entrance there?
I was hoping you had an answer for me. Yeah.
Really?
We don't work there.
Yeah. I mean, we just talk crap.
I don't know where it come from. I didn't really even know that was what was going on until because I'm not looking back as I'm running in. Somebody said something one day, or actually we were in BP, I think, and they were just playing. I don't know if they were working on it or what. I was like, is this what's going on? But yeah, I mean, it was different. I mean, maybe that's the vibe that the people that created the video that they were getting from the song. I don't know, but
there were no kaleidoscopes for Enter Sandman.
No, I don't. No, I'm not some secret, kaleidoscope lover, so I don't know.
Okay. You know what's funny? I was talking to somebody about this. I think I was talking to one of the guys about this, but you just came from set. You just shot all your hype video things, all of your green screens and stuff. And the pitchers are the ones who get the least. They don't see it ever. Because you're going up to the plate, you look up and you see it. Yeah. But they always have their backs turned. So a lot of you guys never even see this thing that you're working on.
Yeah, see everybody else's, but yeah, none of ours. Which is always fun, to see. I guess this year I'll have a beard in mind, so I'll have to peep it this year.
You got to keep the beard down too.
Yeah, it's staying.
I got one more for you. I've seen you around with a tripod. Back to more serious baseball talk. I've never really seen that. I think this is my 4th spring training, and it caught my attention. What is it that you're doing with that tripod?
TikToks.
I have a secret TikTok out there.
Dancing.
I would love that. I have not seen dancing.
No secret TikToks, but so it's a way to basically track my throwing program workload. It's easy to track bullpens, with the velo and the number of throws. It's easy to track during the game, but it's just a way of tracking my number of throws and how hard I'm throwing them just in my normal throwing programs. So we just have a little better and clearer image of kind of the number of throws, how much stress I'm putting on my arm throughout the whole week, and not just, game days and bullpen days. So it's just a way to monitor, the throwing and, just making sure that I'm not overdoing it or underdoing it. I'm kind of staying kind of where I need to be and not making some crazy jumps. I'm kind of taking it, step by step. So it's just one more way to just kind of track kind of what I'm doing and just really kind of more exactly know where I'm at.
Did you pick it up from anybody, or you kind of just found it organically?
It was actually, I think, the creator. I believe so. I mean, he's the one that put it together and runs it, but it's Desi, the new assistant pitching coach. Yeah.
Who came over also from?
Yeah, the Yankees.
Seems like a lot of you guys are coming over here.
That's one of his little inventions. I mean, maybe he should have put a little patent on it, but he's he orders the tripods. He has a whole little setup he does, with it. So that's his little thing, and he's good at it. He's good at it.
Talk a little bit about Desi. I know that when he came over, there was a lot of buzz around it, but I feel like not a lot of fans know a lot about what Desi does on a daily basis with you guys.
There's a lot of great things. Well, he makes sure, for one, like the training environment is optimal. So just anything we need, from making sure our training is kind of optimized as far as like plyo balls, all those things. Man, he's on it. I think maybe you've seen some of the strings out there.
Yeah, the strike zone strings.
I mean, he's great at setting those things up. But two other things that he does really well and he really cares about is the workload monitoring. So how to accurately, monitor people's workload. So just for player safety and player health. I mean, he's really good at that. He developed, he figured out this little tripod thing to kind of, track the throwing. And he's really just trying to understand kind of how people stay healthy and, the amount of stress and that people put on their arm and how to avoid, unneeded stress. He's really good at pitch design. That's another thing he's really good at. He's really good at kind of taking the slow motion video, looking at grips, looking at how the ball's spinning, and really optimizing grips and kind of pitch design in that way. So I think he brings a lot. Man, he's a hard worker. He's always trying to learn things, and I think he's going to be a great addition to Hef. I think those two together, I mean, it's really going to be a great combo. So, man, it's a good pitching group here. I'm excited to be a part of.
I feel like you're getting fired up as you talk.
Let's all run through a wall.
Like, I feel like you're pumping yourself up right now.
I mean, it is. I mean, I've been down here, for a month or so. Just feel the energy, man. It's real, and it's special. And I think it's, man, I've been super encouraged to know that, the things I've heard, I mean, they're real. And just to be here and, to get to work with, these people and just to get better I think it's just kind of affirming of, man, this is the right place. So I'm pumped up.
Yeah, and then what's it been like? We talked to you a little bit about your conversations with Mendy before you got here, because you obviously worked with him. How's it been like to finally get over here and get back to work together?
It's been great. I mean, obviously, I was a big fan of Mendy when he was with the Yankees. I mean, he did a lot of stuff behind the scenes, had his hands on a lot of things, super organized, knew how to connect with the players. But I think seeing him now in the manager role, I've been honestly impressed. I mean, I think he's coming to his own even more, in this role, and just to see him, how he communicates, the confidence he communicates with, and just the care that he communicates with. I think it's been impressive. And, obviously he did a good job leading last year, but man, I think he's coming to his own even more. And it's been cool to see, and Minnie's a great guy, and looking forward to arguing maybe about, cutting my start shorts, but it's
he gives these guys a chance to talk him into the
but
game.
he
It happened a
does,
few
and that's
times
the
last
thing.
year.
There's already been
right?
conversations. He's like, hey, it's good to have these healthy conversations. He's like, I never want a pitcher to be happy when I take the ball, so let's talk. And so just his openness and the communication there has been great. And man, Minnie's he's a great manager, and I'm excited to see where what's ahead of him.
Well, John, you wanted to just do a quick few minutes about hockey.
No. We got turn around. Look who's walking over. Yeah.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah, the boss.
All right, Clay. Well,
It's
thank you
in
so
the
much.
windows, right? Yeah. Is he coming in here?
Yeah, he's
is,
coming
yeah, we're about to
here.
do
He's
an interview
coming
with him.
here. So we got to get you out of here real quick.
Clay, thank you so much for joining
Don't
us.
want to be interrogated by him, but just yet at least.
We're doing the interrogation.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time at the Apple. Follow me on Twitter at Vito F. Khaleesi, John at JMB9191.
Secretly on TikTok, Clay Holmes.
Apple, Spotify,
JK.
wherever you get your podcast, Mets YouTube. Thank you, guys.